What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder and creator of Bitcoin's Wealth Club system, with another edition of Today in Crypto Show. I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies and what's happening in the market and what we can expect after, again, yet another recent dip in the price of Bitcoin, which is trading right now at right about $3,500 plus, which is minus 4%. And all the other major cryptocurrencies are down as well. You see, this is why this whole Bitcoin market is such an unpredictable place. It's absolutely, amazing to watch the volatility that is not happening in any other market in such an extent like it happens in the crypto space, which is still very young, and $120 billion is easily can be manipulated by a handful of players, as you know, over the 1,000 richest Bitcoin addresses holds like the majority of Bitcoin that is out there. So, what is going on right now in Bitcoin? Will we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and will Bitcoin reach six figures? Let's discuss that. Let's see the progress, the innovation, the adaptation and adoption that is happening right now. What is going on behind the scenes? What are the fundamentals? What are the catalysts that can move the price higher for Bitcoin? And is it still worth it for your time and attention to focus on accumulating Bitcoin? Which, in my perspective, absolutely 100% yes. But currently we're still in a bear market, and the bear market is not intending to end anytime soon. So we've seen another dip today as Bitcoin fails to to break the level of resistance. And if we go closer on this, you can see that really it happened over a very short period of time, like a 5 minute. This is a 5-minute candle over here. Like if we zoom in on this one, this one right here, it all happened like in 5 minutes, right? The Bitcoin shot through this, but there is just no volume, very little volume. And in order for the bull run to start, in order for the bull market to start, we need to have a lot of volume, and it's just not happening this. So after a while, it plummeted right back onto this $3,500. And for me, the trend is still right now more tend to be bearish. The Bitcoin will jump lower from here and retest the $3,100 at some point, and maybe even break the $3,100. At least in the short period, we are still in this bottom, in this capitulation phase for Bitcoin, and it is not fun. It is not fun when you take a look at at these numbers for what happened in 2018 for Bitcoin, for Ripple, for Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash down 96.6%, even way more than Bitcoin. But Ripple minus 90% from the all-time high, Ethereum minus 90%, Tron minus 90%. It's in dollar value, of course. It's not easy for the whole crypto space, and the talent is the companies are trying to survive and laying off some of the talent in blockchain developers because they cannot afford to keep them in the payroll. So what is good? What is good coming? We have Backed platform that was supposed to launch on January 24th, so just in a couple of days from now. They're now delaying this again, the second time, because they have not yet received a green light from the CFTC, even though they already, they had some major investments of $182 million from 12 partners. That's what they raised, but still they're waiting for the green light from the CFTC. So this can be one of the catalysts of something happening in this year, in 2019. And will this play out? This time it will be different. That's kind of like what Bitcoin has been experiencing so far. And this is just to tell you, this is a year and another year, another year. This is where it peaked on December 2017. Right there, and according to this cycle, based on supply and halving, might might see this run up somewhere in the 2020 to 2021, you know, so just in a few years from now. So again, few years, is it a long time? Is it a short time? It depends on your perspective, of course, and how you look at things over the major, major kind of perspective and time frame. A couple years is really a short time, and if you are more focused, it's over a shorter period of time. It's a long time, couple years, and in this couple years, you can diversify. That's why it's important to diversify. That's why we have added recently a forex software which you actually can increase your Bitcoin holdings, is because you can grow your Bitcoin with your with the trading on the forex market, on the brokers, because you deposit in Bitcoin and you can withdraw in Bitcoin as well. And it is also a good way to protect yourself, as if Bitcoin plunges more and you're trading US dollars essentially, and if Bitcoin plunges to $2,000, $2,500, then you're going to be winning in this case, because in order to trade with it, you gotta convert that into US dollars. So you're essentially selling Bitcoin for US dollars for the time being and accumulating Bitcoin. So that will happen in your favor as Bitcoin is going to go down. That's why it's so important to diversify. What else on the positive side? We'll have Bitcoin available in thousands of grocery stores throughout the United States, which is a good thing. The number of ATM machines are actually growing, and they're growing pretty fast. Venezuela also opened. They're going to be opening a first Bitcoin ATM there very soon. The 77th country that have this happen actually. 77th country to open a Bitcoin ATM machine. They are very much needed because of the situation there. But what looks like to be 20,000 kiosks planned so far, the partnership gives consumers an easy and convenient method to purchase the original cryptocurrency as a part of the everyday routine, which will of course increase adoption and usage for Bitcoin. The amount of wallets that people are registering with Bitcoin are growing, continue to grow, so that's another good thing. Regarding ETF, there is probably not going to happen, according to at least this guy Brian Kelly. In 2019, there is no chance for a Bitcoin ETF approval in 2019. So that's kind of disappointing if that's not going to happen. But we are here for the long haul, and it is good to accumulate Bitcoin while the market is in the deep red. While the market isn't down, because you never know when the Bitcoin bull run will start again, as it started several times throughout its history. It's like 5 bull run cycles, and once it starts, it's a life-changing opportunity that you definitely want to take advantage of and get out at the top. So you gotta diversify for that reason. And finally, I wanted to share with you about the ICOs. They raised $24 billion altogether. I think this is in the 2017 and 2018, which is 5th of the valuation. However, the report notes the liquidity was too low for this massive amount, $24 billion, to ever be realized. Moreover, the value has fallen sharply to a current valuation of around $5 billion. So this reduction in value reportedly mostly stems from the negative market sentiment, the bear market of all 2018. And the peak valuation of ICO team holdings has been $80 billion. So look at the amount of shrink that it has experienced, from 80 billion to 5 billion. Also, this report found that for the most part, it was the founders of the ICOs who benefited, and less the investors, at least for a lot of the projects out there on the ICO thing in 2018, because of this. because of this. Bitcoin fell by 82%. You know, so of course the entire market affected by that. But the good news is that if the ICO launches in the beginning of a bull market, then it typically grows much more in value than Bitcoin does. Okay, so that's what I wanted to discuss today in Crypto Show, and everybody have a fantastic